This common use strategy by business owners to reduce their taxes can cost them big if they don't keep us or don't stay on top of the administrative things that go along with it. So stay tuned. I'll tell you more. My name is Chris Campbell. I am a practicing CPA and I work with small and mid-sized businesses and individuals to help them pay the least amount of tax possible while keeping them out of jail. So this particular topic today deals with a common strategy that I have with a number of my business owner clients where we utilize putting kids on payroll to reduce the tax bill. So the idea is that the kids are placed on payroll, they file their own taxes, so they get their own standard deduction. And then even beyond their standard deduction, taxable income that they may have, they're in a lower bracket than what you would be. So ultimately, any taxes that they would be paying would be at a lower rate than what you would pay as a business owner. And I discussed that before on probably a number of different times, number of different videos. But one thing that came across my desk recently, and I figured I'd share it, is that while it's a great strategy to make sure that it's effective, you have to make sure all the administrative things are taken care of when you are placing the kids on payroll. And this particular thing I came across and I said, ooh, I have to make sure things are shored up with the rest of my clients is workman's comp. Now, most of you know, and I've done videos on this before, as far as making sure that whenever you have employees on payroll, make sure that you have your workman's comp insurance, at least in states that require it. That's the tricky thing here, is because some states require workman's comp for employees, some don't. You do have to check your state regulations, Department of Labor, because it's more of a Department of Labor issue versus a tax issue. So everybody's laws are different when it comes to that. Now, even with states that do require workman's comp, in some states, they do have exemptions or waivers for the workman's comp requirement for children that are on payroll. And again, it's usually tied to, it has to be for a company that's owned by one or both parents 100%. So that's usually how you avoid having to pay the payroll taxes when they're under 18, things of that nature, and so on. So for the most part, you put the children on payroll, you avoid payroll taxes, you avoid anything else. So any other workman's comp or any other insurances that you need to get, it winds up being pretty clean. However, not everything follows that. I recently learned that. So the takeaway from here is just that making sure that check your state laws, specifically when it deals with workman's comp. You have to check for that as far as the payroll tax requirements. Get payroll tax for kids. Most of the states you don't. And also most of the states with workman's comp. But this week I came across with a client and realized that California, they're pretty strict about this. And specifically in California, they're pretty strict about the workman's comp rules. So it need to be on workman's comp. So you had a company that's fully owned by parents. You do need to have workman's comp insurance for kids that are on payroll. So if you're in California and you're running this play, make sure you have workman's comp insurance, because again, all the states are different. Most states you can get away with it, but California you can. So that's the takeaway from here for today. So take a look at that, take a look at your labor laws, and make sure that you don't have to worry about workman's comp insurance. I personally think it's a little silly to make the kids have workman's comp insurance. I mean, what are you going to sue your parents, go after your parents? Maybe stranger things have happened in California. I know that is the land of childhood actors. Had that in mind. Childhood actors, child Hollywood stars, and maybe things get a little funky with that. But yeah, that's the takeaway today. So hopefully you found that helpful. So if you have any more questions about this topic or any other tax or account related questions, please feel free to reach out. I am happy to help. All right, that's all for now. And I will talk to you in the next one. Take care.